As I mentioned this morning, you guys were terrific in here. You were also terrific in cooperating. 4 sessions is not easy, it gets very tiring. It's a long day. As everything else, every single day, some classes are better, some classes are not as good. Hot luck. But everyone tried. Those who presented and those who were everybody worked hard. We're certainly grateful to all of the faculty, both within the school and those who came to join us as faculty for the day. Stop. I would ask faculty to please, anyone who's going to disturb now, to please ask them to just wait outside my office. At the end of the program for Mincha, the girls will just all stay here. We'll have Mincha booklets for you. Mr. Galpin will need Mincha booklets for the girls. All right. The senior boys go down to the Sfadi Beit Midrash and we'll daven together down there. And the junior boys will go to the Ashkenazic Beit Midrash across the way. I'll ask faculty to please, Rabbi Stolnik, you here? You mind running, Rabbi Stolnik? You mind running the junior boys Mincha? Thank you. And anyone else who's there, okay? Please give your attention to Mrs. Bloom.
What a day. I trust everyone had a thrilling day of learning. I know I did. How truly blessed we are to be living in a country that embraces freedom and diversity. While all around the world, youngsters just like you are barred from an education and forced into lives of poverty and darkness. How truly blessed we are to be Jews in a country that encourages religious freedom and tolerance. All across the world, students just like you are forced to hide their kippahs when they walk home for fear of intimidation, harassment, and even worse. Over a year ago, Mr. Katz, Mrs. Kurtz, and myself were discussing how distressed we were at the rise of anti-Semitism and anti-Israel sentiment. And from this conversation, the choice of mouse for book day was born. Unfortunately, our choice became even more timely when a little over 6 weeks ago, 2 Islamist terrorists forced their way into the French satirical weekly magazine, Charlie Hebdo, and murdered 11 people. But this was not enough for them, as they then targeted a kosher supermarket and murdered 4 hostages. Their crime? Being Jewish and shopping for Shabbos. Unfortunately, since then, there have been other attacks in other countries. Sadly, this is the world that you, as young Jews, inherit. And you have a duty and an obligation. You have to be the most active generation. You have to be seen, be heard, and be as one. If you don't band together loudly, our ability as Jews to sway politicians and affect politics diminishes, as will our role, influence, and safety in this country. So if anything, I hope this day has been a positive call to action, to be vocal, to be as one. Ms. Kaplowitz showed you a poem, and I'm going to reference that as well. Pastor Martin Niemöller wrote a famous poem about the cowardice of Germans during World War II. First, they came for the communists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialists, and I didn't speak out, because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I didn't speak out, because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out, because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. Don't be cowards. You, as the future of American Jewry, need to speak out for yourselves, our community, our religion, our Israel. You need to speak out and be heard loudly as one. I'd like to turn this over to Mr. Katz to introduce our Klezmer band. Thank you.
Today we have experienced through the graphic lens of Mouse how art can have a special power to move us and elicit an emotional impact in a way that simple words sometimes cannot. Many thousands of people have been able to read and relate to Art Spiegelman's masterful work exploring the story of his father Vladek and their complicated relationship they shared. The imagery and storytelling power combined to help legitimize a new form of literature, known as the graphic novel. It proved that a so-called comic book can be a serious art form with mature and realistic subject matter. Today, through our various sessions and assemblies, we have explored how the power of words in art and drama can deeply impact us. But what about music? Music holds this special power as well. It can make us happy or it can make us sad. It can help us transcend the world and inspire us. Or it can evoke feelings of sorrow and loneliness. Music can affect our moods and move us spiritually, psychologically, and even physically. It can be therapeutic, able to heal many different types of wounds. The musical form known as Klezmer was and still is the music of Eastern European Jews. It has changed and evolved over the years, but much of it has remained the same. It is still played at weddings, bar and bat mitzvahs, and other occasions. And there are modern bands that have taken Klezmer in different directions, sometimes fusing it with other musical styles to create a unique sound. Yet, however the style may change over the years, Klezmer still remains the sound of European Jewry, the sound of a world that has been greatly lost to us in the horrors of the Holocaust. The sound of Klezmer, as one musician has astutely described it, is the sound of joy mixed with tears, a feeling which can describe so much of our shared Jewish heritage. It can be a music of great joy or of deep sadness, but mostly, in my mind at least, it is the music of survival. Klezmer says, "We are still here, and so is our music." Now I'd like to introduce a special performance by the Klezmer duo, Mr. Aryeh Gandelman and Jan.
Right.